body positive movement is not about your insecurities that are rooted in fat phobia. The movement is about fighting systemic oppression.
Living and existing as a fat person is not promoting obesity. Loving your body and being confident about your body is also not promoting obesity.
What good can come from normalizing what's considered unhealthy? It's one thing to appreciate oneself, but it's another to live in denial, promote that mindset, and be supported in it.
This woman did not ask for your opinion on how many calories are in her meal. Let people enjoy their food.
Here's another one for you to look at. How could she be so comfortable posting this online? And yes, her fans were loving it. Natasha even expressed her admiration, wishing she were brave enough to display her flabby body in front of a camera. So how's the so-called fat liberation activist and fat positivity campaigner led her life to the point where she makes fun of people trying to help her?
Does it look like I give to? If some stranger on the internet thinks what?
To being very aggressive towards her critique,
Can these fat phobic people leave?
to posts that are truly triggering and annoying to watch.
Excuse me.
She promotes unhealthy living to justify her lifestyle, such as eating at 2 a.m. in the morning.
I'm gonna make it 2 a.m. today. Let's find out. Let's start with some knowledge.
Also demanding respect for fat people in the weirdest way possible. What's concerning is the untidiness of her space.
Thank you for tuning in. I am just testing this because I'm new to TikTok. Here's my room right now. I'm currently in the middle.
And ultimately meets her tragic end. This is the story of Marissa Matthews. According to Marissa's collab page, Marissa Matthews is a Canadian creator based in Ottawa, Ontario. She has conducted her advocacy across various social media platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, amassing thousands of followers on these platforms, despite her main Instagram account being no longer active. Marissa's earliest content on TikTok consisted mostly of regular dance, music, and funny TikTok challenges that many creators were doing in 2020.
See your iPhone camera flashing. Please step back, it's my style, you're cramping. You here for long, oh no, I'm just passing. Promise you, but I think it's what I wanna do.
Put all 10 fingers down. Nobody cares what you've done.
Over time, Marissa's content began to shift gradually as she started getting called out for being fat. Many of those criticizing her were surprised that she could be so comfortable with the way she looked. Some of these comments also came when she posted videos of herself cooking or eating.
Oh, what am I gonna eat today? How about a healthy pizza?
I mean, why would anyone want to eat at 3 a.m.? This commenter put it perfectly, saying, "This isn't healthy, alright? Eating at 3 a.m. isn't healthy either, but we all know everyone does it. Better this than a piece of cheese." Marissa receives both plenty of negative comments and a lot of positive ones. For example, a user named Piper wondered why people were upset that she was simply eating pizza. Marissa made plenty of such videos.
I'm gonna make some chili with all of these ingredients. Now I'm cutting up my tofu, putting the tofu in the pot. Ooh, spices, yeah! Now just look at how satisfying that.
That looks yummy, right? I'm sure you'd want a couple plates of that, wouldn't you? Let's see what the final thing looks like.
Just look how pretty it is. Just look at it. Like, honestly, this was actually pretty good to make.
Here are a few more for you to see.
Look how many spices. Okay, zucchini. Some olive oil, added some more spices, and then it's cooking, so is that. I also added some chili pepper because I can, or chili powder.
Ooh, another little pizza.
With all the videos she was posting about food, given the way she looked, people felt compelled to advise her to eat less, which pissed Marissa off. But one thing that gets me every time about Marissa is her unconventional take on what a diet is and why she believes it's unhealthy to be on one.
There's no such thing as a healthy diet because diets are not healthy.
I wonder why she reached the conclusion that being on a diet isn't the healthy choice for anyone. According to the UK's National Health Service, The key to a healthy diet is to eat the right amount of calories for how active you are, so you balance the energy you consume with the energy you use. If you eat or drink more than your body needs, you'll put on weight because the energy you do not use is stored as fat. If you eat and drink too little, you'll lose weight. So diets, when well managed, can be very beneficial and healthy.
Any form of restriction of food is not healthy.
Some foods are typically not good for our bodies. These foods can be enjoyed occasionally, but moderation is the key. Saying that any restriction on food isn't healthy is inaccurate. Restricting foods that are high in fat and sugar can actually be very beneficial for one's health.
A balanced diet and healthy eating is not the same as a diet.
At this point, she's just playing with words. But let's look at the terms. What does it mean to be on a diet? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, being on a diet means eating less food or only particular types of food because you want to become thinner or for medical reasons. What about a balanced diet? The same source defines it as a combination of correct types and amounts of food. If you have a balanced diet, you're getting all the vitamins you need. So even though the two terms are different, being on a diet is mainly for health purposes and not unhealthy, as Marissa claims. While a balanced diet is about eating all the essential nutrients the body needs to function properly. She also had other videos on her extreme views on diet. In one of her videos about diet culture, she said, "Having to unlearn all the ways in which diet culture made me hate myself and my body has been nothing but an uphill battle for the last 10 years. It's still a work in progress, it seems, but thankfully I'm at a point where I don't have to think about my body daily. It's amazing. If being on a diet is an eating routine meant to help lose weight, Marissa being against it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. And Marissa herself did well to define it to her audience."
And if you don't know what it is, it's the whole concept and idea that you need to be smaller and eat healthy and be smaller in size in order to be accepted into our society.
Yes, if diet culture is about healthy, being smaller, and maintaining physical attractiveness, why is that a problem? No one is saying that people who aren't small are not accepted in the society. This is something she has created in her own mind, and she has always made it clear that being fat isn't an unhealthy state.
But just because someone is fat doesn't mean they are unhealthy.
Well, is she right about that? To an extent, maybe yes. There are people with fit bodies who deal with serious health issues, while some individuals who are extremely overweight might be healthy at a given moment, but that's more of a rare exception than the rule. According to the National Institutes of Health, having overweight or obesity increases your risk of developing conditions that can lead to heart disease, such as high blood pressure, high blood cholesterol, and high blood glucose. In addition, excess weight can also make your heart have to work harder to send blood to all the cells in your body.
Just because someone is fat doesn't mean they eat like a pig.
This is a very delicate topic. We all know that unhealthy eating can lead to weight gain, consuming more calories than your body needs, eating ultra-processed foods, high sugar foods and drinks, and foods high in saturated fat can contribute to becoming overweight. At the same time, there are other factors that can lead to someone being fat. These can include lack of physical activity, poor quality sleep, high levels of stress, certain health conditions, genetics, and environmental influences.
There are lots of people who actually count their calories and eat a recommended healthy amount and are still fat.
So even if someone who is fat stops eating as much, genetics, stress, and health conditions such as PCOS can be hindrances that can make the weight loss journey more challenging. Whitney from the comments buttressed this point by saying, "I have PCOS, which stunts weight loss and increases weight gain. Another follower of Marissa posted a comment similar to the one above.
This is why. This is exactly why I do what I do.
The person claimed to be plagued with hypothyroidism and has been dealing with the inability to lose weight. According to the National Health Service, hypothyroidism is a common condition where the thyroid gland in your neck does not make enough hormones. This can cause symptoms like tiredness and weight gain. It can be managed with treatment, but regardless of what's causing the weight gain, it's generally seen as unhealthy. Still, Marissa says her doctor sees it differently and apparently has a whole other take on it.
Do you want me to record my next session with my doctor? Because in the past, no, that's not what they've told me.
Basically, what Marissa seems to be saying is that her doctors told her she's perfectly fine as she is. But maybe she misunderstood them. The doctor might have meant that she's currently fine, health-wise, but that doesn't mean her weight won't pose a problem in the future. Or could it be that some doctors today are too cautious or afraid to say anything that might be seen as offensive to overweight patients? According to one user, when asked if doctors should be honest, "You must look at those people and think that they are the dumbest people on the planet. Seriously, you think an obese person doesn't have a clue that they're obese? Maybe you would lie like a star on your chest for being smarter than fat people. Trust me, fat people know they are fat, and most doctors are not well equipped to help their patients not to be fat. The doctor can tell the patient that they need to lose weight. It doesn't take a doctor to figure that one out. The doctor whose solution is to tell the patient to lose weight is adding zero help to the equation. But sometimes sugarcoating it and not being totally honest might make such people relaxed and not encouraged to do what's needed. What do you think?" And according to Marissa,
You're not my doctor!
at one point, a nurse advised Marissa to cut back on fatty foods, warning her that her body type could make her more vulnerable to certain health issues. But Marissa didn't take that lightly. Here's how she responded.
I never asked for your opinion on my body. Meaning, if you give it to me, it's harassment, okay? Because I never consented to you giving me health advice.
People like her just throw the word harassment around too casually. The commenter didn't even say anything respectful, so how exactly is that harassment? It feels like any form of disagreement gets labeled as bullying now. And eventually, she ended up labeling her critics in a terrible way.
Another unpopular opinion. If you're a bully, I don't think you should be alive. Have a nice day.
No matter how much you dislike someone, wishing death on them is crossing a serious line. It's immature, and it can come off as psychopathic. Marissa often acts like she's always right and doesn't handle criticism well, even when there is clear evidence. For example, here's how she reacted when someone pointed out that obesity takes millions of lives each year.
Are you the new health police?
Do you read statistics for fun?
Marissa didn't deny or confirm the claim made by the person. She simply made fun of them for bringing it up. But how true is this assertion? Let's take a look. According to World Health Organization, obesity has reached epidemic proportions globally, with at least 2.8 million people dying each year as a result of being overweight and obese. Once associated with high-income countries, obesity is now also prevalent in low and middle-income countries. In her push to get people to accept her as she is, Marissa made a controversial statement about BMI, the body mass index. It's a simple calculation based on a person's weight and height, used to estimate body fat and assess the risk of certain health issues. But Marissa seriously isn't buying into it.
It's literally common knowledge now that the BMI testing is wrong and not accurate.
The claim is actually quite fair. While BMI is widely used to estimate body fat and assess health risks, it's far from perfect. According to Cleveland Clinic, the standard BMI chart does have limitations. It doesn't account for things like muscle mass, body composition, age, or ethnicity. That means it can misclassify people, especially athletes or those with higher muscle mass or overweight or obese. Still, doctors continue to use BMI because it's quick and easy. It gives a general snapshot, but shouldn't be the only measure of someone's health. The one thing I found very disgusting about Marissa is that she seems to have some kind of disdain toward hardworking working class women.
The volume inside of this bus is
For those who didn't catch the tweet, here's what she said. Work is a degrading job, says the woman who wakes up in the dark, commutes in traffic, works at a job she hates, gets 30 minutes for lunch at her desk, needs a nap but isn't allowed, and hides from co-workers in a bathroom stall with her feet up to sneak 20 seconds of rest. It's one thing for people to do what they feel is right for them, but when it gets to the point where you're putting down hardworking women just trying to prove a point, that's not okay at all. What's really confusing is why Marissa felt the need to post something like this in the first place. Is she involved in the adult industry? You will find out soon enough. Marissa also frequently posted dancing videos showing her flabby body, which drew even more negative attention to her page.
Bounce, shake, twerk, dip. This is how you do the drip. Bounce, shake.
Well. I'm curious as to what you think about this video, but for now, let's check this one out. This one is different, and I'm sure you weren't expecting it. Given her body size, it's amazing how well she dances and moves. Plenty of people with slimmer bodies can't even pull off the basic moves. When it comes to dancing, she has a signature I like to call tummy flap. This type of provocative and revealing dress has brought a lot of negative attention to her page because people thought it was not cool for many reasons. Another thing about this video is that while she was raising her leg, the pad she was wearing underneath was showing. Even commenters noticed this, with one saying, "Everybody noticing the pad, I was amazed how high she brought her leg up. I could never." It's surprising that video is still up on TikTok to this very day. Aside from posting inappropriate videos, Marissa has, on many occasions, said nasty, even explicit things that are not suitable as content.
Okay, I just thought of something, and I don't know if it's like a good idea.
What would be this evil genius's idea she wants to share with her fans?
I could easily put lube down there first before they even arrive.
I mean, why should that kind of information be put out there? Who cares if she used lube or not before her partner arrived? And to think there might be kids watching her videos, it's sad. TikTok has no strict age restrictions for profiles or videos.
And then that will, one, boost their ego, because I got so wet for them when I never actually did. But then also, it can prevent tearing.
While some might see this as a tip for intimacy with one's partner, for instance, someone commented, "Oh my god, my birth control makes me dry and I tear constantly, and my ex hated lube." Another said, "How did you just think of this?" Yes, 100% good idea. But a kid-friendly app like TikTok is not the place to be sharing something like this so bluntly, and certainly not without any sense of shame.
Because for some reason, men hate using lube because it makes them less manly because I didn't produce enough liquid for them. Do not know how the human body works. Sometimes you just can't.
Just in case you asked, this is what I mean by TikTok being a kid-friendly app. Apparently, Marissa posted this video with a rather explicit caption. But everything seems fine, right? But not until you check the comment section. A user named Brianna posted a comment simply saying, "I'm 15," along with a combination of emojis that showed she was shocked by what she just read, and people replied to her, laughing the whole thing off. This is just someone who decided to comment on their age. Now imagine other kids as young as 9 to 15 with access to phones, silently following and watching the kind of content Marissa posts on her page. As if that's not enough, she went in another video to educate her viewers about lube and condoms.
Any type of baby oil actually makes condoms less effective and actually makes condoms and latex more susceptible to break.
Well, here's another thing she said that might sound funny, but is actually factual upon research. Some sources like this one hold the same stance. Using baby oil with a condom will damage the latex of the condom, causing it to break. It's important to use only water-based lubricants such as KY jelly or Astroglide with latex or polyisoprene condom. Not long after that, she made another video that will make you doubt her sanity.
This time last night, I got bored and went on Bumble. Worst mistake of my life. I've been harassed with unsolicited pics, been told I'm fat, and someone else bragged that workers are not actually people.
One thing comes to mind is, why is Marissa always inclined to being sympathetic towards workers? Is someone truly referred to her as a worker? Does that mean that's actually what she does? Because she didn't admit to being one here.
So I say, who the are you? And I'd be like, I'd be better if you introduced yourself. But then he did say some smooth line here, and then I was like, haha. But then he asks where I live.
For one, that's the most childish chat I've seen in a while. Secondly, the person simply asked if she was in the east or west. He didn't ask for her home address. But yes, she made it seem like the guy wanted to come to her place or know her whereabouts, even though he never mentioned anything about her exact location. I don't know, maybe I'm looking at it differently, but let me know in the comments if you find this weird too. This isn't the first time she has exposed the chat of people messaging her.
Out of pocket for that.
This is what happens when you post very explicit content online. Even women who don't do that still get pervs sending them crazy DMs. But I feel like the reason she shares these images is to show her haters that, despite being called fat and ugly, she still has men blowing up her DMs. On another occasion, she boasted about the numerous men in her DMs and the kinds of things they were asking her.
So can guys stop adding me on here and then 5 minutes into the conversation delete me because I won't send them nudes for free?
What did you just say? First of all, why would you engage with a random stranger who sent you a DM to the point where they feel comfortable asking for nudes? And even if they did, she should have recognized that they were just unserious pervs and blocked them instantly. But instead, she's claiming that these guys are expected to pay for the nudes, basically selling her body for cash.
Get a grip. If you want, go buy some from a worker or pay me.
This could explain why she's often more sympathetic towards workers and seems to hold resentment toward hardworking working-class women. Maybe it's because some of them hate what they do and need to externalize that frustration. As someone who was once in the industry put, I was a prostitute for 24 years, and at first it was a way of survival. Since I left home at the age of 14, I started using drugs to cope and deal with it. Beginning at the age of 19, from my experiences, there are those who absolutely love doing what they do. But then you have those who have no choice but to become a worker just to keep the bills paid or feed their children. So maybe there's something to be learned from the person's experience.
I just don't get why guys add you, then talk to you for 10 minutes or an hour or however long, and then once you say no to the or to sending you photos or videos or whatever the they want for free, and then they delete you.
Clearly, Marissa's problem isn't that these pervs are asking for explicit videos and pictures from her. Her problem is that they want them for free and that they block her the moment she says no. And for those of you who think I'm exaggerating or taking what Marissa said out of context, take a look at this and let me know what you think.
Just here for a friendly reminder. Nudes cost money! They are not free!
Yeah, so that's your friendly reminder. Make sure to come with cash when you're sliding into her DMs with a pervy mindset. At the time, Marissa was fond of replying to and criticizing every negative comment she received on her videos. She didn't even let TikTok off the hook when she violated their terms and conditions by posting this video. Another annoying thing about Marissa is that she frequently posts seductive and suggestive videos on her page. This is likely why she made this video, because one of her suggestive posts was taken down, and she believed TikTok's action were rooted in fat phobia.
The fact that you're assuming that I eat McDonald's or fast food is fat phobic, so just admit it and get the out of here.
Is there really such a thing as fat phobia? Literally, the word means fear of fat people. But I doubt Marissa's critics are actually afraid of her. So, in literal terms, using the term to describe them seems inaccurate. Upon researching, fat phobia appears to be a double-edged sword. According to one source, weight bias, sometimes also called fat phobia or weight stigma, describes the negative attitudes and stereotypes surrounding and attached to larger bodies. Further, fat phobia is an abnormal or irrational fear of being fat or being around fat people. So yes, based on the source, any negative attitude toward fat people can be labeled as fat phobia. But in this case, things get a little more complicated. After Marissa accused TikTok of being fat phobic for taking down one of her videos due to inappropriate content, someone in the comments responded with, "No offense, the reason why is because you're dancing around in short clothes and the clothes have inappropriate stuff on it. Please use some logic." And here's how Marissa responded to that comment.
I'm literally wearing clothes. There's 15-year-olds on this app running around in bikinis and they're allowed to because they're thin.
Just because someone is wearing clothes doesn't automatically mean those clothes are appropriate. Marissa doesn't have to be completely naked for her video to violate TikTok's terms and conditions. And her argument that 15-year-olds are doing the same is honestly ridiculous. How does that justify her behavior? If those teens are young and unaware, maybe she, as an adult, should know better. This is someone who claimed to be 25 years old at that time.
I'm 25. Boys, that's gross. Disgusting. No.
At present, Marissa should be in her late 20s or early 30s.
And in this video that this comment is replying on, the one that keeps getting deleted by TikTok, I am literally wearing more clothes than half the girls are running around in bikinis.
Marissa's whole defense basically admits that what she did was questionable. She's just saying it should be allowed because 10 young girls get away with it.
So no, that's not the reason why it got deleted. It's because I'm fat. And you want more proof in the pudding? Lizzo literally had a video of hers dancing in a bikini get deleted.
Marissa's ignorance is just frustrating. How can she seriously think it makes sense to compare herself to Lizzo, the internationally known American singer and rapper? Like, what part of that even makes sense to her? The levels aren't even close. Even if you're going to talk about Lizzo, as of this year, she has lost a significant amount of weight after a 2-year weight loss journey. According to a source, in January 2025, the musician announced that she had achieved her weight release goal, sharing a picture that showed she had lowered her body mass index by 10.5 and lost 16% of her body fat since 2023. Lizzo also shared a comment about how she was before her weight loss started. What did it for me was, well, actually was not being vegan, because when I was vegan, I was consuming a lot of fake meats. I was eating a lot of bread. I was eating a lot of rice, and I had to eat a lot to stay full. But really, I was consuming like 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day. So maybe Marissa should be more like Lizzo before expecting to enjoy the perks that come with being Lizzo.
Everything was covered, just like everything is covered in me in this video. And also, there's literally nothing wrong with my shirt. You're the one who's me.
Marissa is being insecure about what she's saying. Yes, she is fully covered in this particular video, but we all know how revealing and explicit her other videos can be. And for those of you looking to join her kind of business or lifestyle, Marissa has the perfect advice for you. Because someone in her comment section asked for her expert opinion. The person wrote, "Please share your wisdom on how to start profiting off men who love bigger ladies." And here's what she had to say about it.
I got you! Go on Twitter! Twitter!
Oh yes, Twitter is the place to do it. But I thought Twitter was supposed to be a space filled with critical thinkers. So how is it that this is the very platform where Marissa is targeting pervy men?
I don't have an OnlyFans, but I hear that's good too. That does involve a lot more work than just Twitter.
OnlyFans sounds more like it. For anyone looking to exploit quick subscriptions from men who are too busy to find a woman to be with in real life. On top of that, Marissa made sure to offer a little tip for those of you who aren't ready to shake your behind in front of the camera to pay the bills. She gave her take on how to treat a man and how to deal with one the right way. Let's take a listen.
If you are sad that your buddy or your friends with benefits friend from down the street is not coming over.
Just a little tip for y'all who've been trying to see your man. Don't go to him, says Marissa. You don't have to put any effort at all. It's not worth it. But why does she believe this is the right thing to do?
You know how I know this? Because yesterday I had a fella come and drive 2 hours from Montreal to Ottawa. 2 hours. To hang out for 4 hours.
Just as I thought, it was another one of her campaigns to show how much effort men are putting into trying to hang out with her. But shout out to Emily in the comment section for making a great point out on the matter. She said, "Okay, but at some point you have to put in the same amount of effort." So it turns out, Marissa posted a video describing one of the fetishes of her partners, or should we say customers? I'm not entirely sure. Let's just say partner, to be considerate with our words. But wait, she said they pay her for it. So it's only fair to call them what they are, customers or clientele.
So I guess you didn't know that there's actually like a fetish out there where I actually like smother people and like sit on their face and then they pay me for it because they like it.
So as usual, someone in the comments of one of Marissa's previous videos said, "Face sitting out is out of the question." He meant it as a jab at Marissa because of her size, implying she might suffocate or immobilize the poor guy she's trying to please.
No, it's not. No, it's not out of the question, buddy. Mind you, this comment is like so freaking random, but no, it's not out of the question.
I don't want to be the messenger of doom, but why would that be even on the table? Okay, maybe there are people out there with a death wish who wouldn't mind going out in such a glorified and fat-oriented manner. What a way to depart from the world of the living.
It's actually fully in the question because it's called leg muscles. But it's also called, people specifically enjoy that. So you don't have to do it though. But no, it's not out of the questions.
Isn't that amazing? everyone with their weird fantasies. If you have this type of fantasies, please make sure to let me know in the comment. I would like to know. And luckily for Marissa, someone in the comment section agreed with her, saying, "Don't listen to the haters. They have never experienced the glory of BBW sitting on their face. I think you're awesome." Some of you might be thinking that she's just saying all of this to gain fame or boost her views on TikTok videos. But it's also possible that she's actually doing exactly what she claims. In fact, she even gave a response to the doubters.
If you really don't believe that I on people for money, then why don't you send me some and I'll send you the video, man?
So if you're in doubt, just reach out with enough cash and request your own video. She'd probably oblige once the payment is made. And if she does not send you the video after payment, feel free to come on social media and shout at the top of your lungs about how you were cheated. You can even send us a message. We'll be happy to entertain you for a while. As it turned out, Marissa continued her campaign of promoting her business on her page, this time telling us how many men she's sleeping with.
I wanna coop on and gleaming. Living too fast with these demons. I gotta try to compete.
Well, sleeping with 10 men a month on average is quite the achievement, I must say. But let's do the math. With 12 months in a year, that adds up around 120 men annually. And even business goes well, she might even end up sleeping with about 150 men a year. And of course, a lot of people didn't believe her and they called her out.
So the hundreds of people that I've slept with are just gonna disappear because you don't believe me? Okay, that's how it worked, right? I forgot.
For some reason, sleeping with a lot of men is something Marissa sees as worth bragging about. But even if what she's saying is true, what good does that really do? What value does it bring other than shock or controversy?
Just because you cannot wrap your head around the fact that a woman can own her and do what she wants with her body means that yes, a fat woman can have with hundreds of people, because guess what? It's my body. And just because you're an insecure little who can't open your mind doesn't mean I'm lying.
This person in the comment section echoed what I said earlier. Bruh, you're saying it like sleeping with 100 people is a good thing. Then, someone else jumped in with a more positive response in support of what Marissa is doing, saying, like, why don't people realize that there are people allowed to not like your body, but other people could love it? Their opinion doesn't apply to everyone. If you remember, Marissa described herself as a cis-disabled woman due to her fatness based on her collab page that was shown earlier. This must have been the reason why she posted a video championing a tweet attacking PE classes. The tweet reads, "I've said it before and I'll say it again. PE class is an awful ableist class that has never taken kids with disabilities and health conditions seriously. It alienates, belittles, and endangers lives. PE taught kids with problems that they are a failure."
This bus is astronomical.
The video got thousands of views, with many people sharing their thoughts in the comments. One person wrote, "Sounds like something the girl who walks the mile with a bag of Cheetos would say." Another commenter agreed with Marissa, saying, "I got screamed at for not running fast enough, and I have low iron, a heart condition, and asthma. What I can say about this is that it's a matter that can't be addressed with a one-size-fits-all approach. While PE classes are important for kids, it's equally important to have teachers who are understanding and know how to balance strictness with empathy, especially when pushing students to do what's needed. The entire class or curriculum shouldn't be condemned because of a few overly strict teachers who fail to recognize and accommodate the disabilities or limitations of some students."